Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing good and you have had a good sleep. You know I want the best things for you. Harap hari-hari korang happy and yalah. I'd hate to know if kau sedih ke apa ke, tapi sedih is an essential part of being human. Kalau kau manusia, rasa sedih tu benda yang pasti. And sadness is important sebab kalau kita happy tiap masa, you will not understand how good it is to be happy sebab tak ada benda to compare it to. Tapi korang kena tahu jugalah, kesedihan bukanlah perkara yang sama dengan kemurungan. Sadness is different in comparison to depression. Sedih is an emotion yang berlalu pergi, tetapi kemurungan is a problem that no one ever wants. The simplest way to describe depression is nothing feels right. Berdiri salah, duduk salah, berjalan salah, merangkak pun salah. It all feels wrong. And the thing about modern depression is the fact that it is so rampant. Macam at this point, everyone knows at least one other person yang ada depression in real life. According to the World Health Organization, 264 juta orang dekat dunia ni by the year 2020 ada depression, and semua studies yang buat research about rate of depression shows one exact same pattern. The rate of depression meningkat. And obviously, that is not a good news in any way. According to a research by Xianjiaotong University kat China, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, dari tahun 1990 sampai 2017, the rate of depression meningkat sebanyak 49.86%. That is crazy. Depression is not an emotion. It is the most common mental illness dekat dunia ni. Tapi itulah, I'm wondering, kenapa masalah kemurungan ni meningkat? Does that mean that depression is contagious? Okay. I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you yang dengar aku cakap macam tu would be like,
Nycto, I don't think depression boleh berjangkit ke apa. It's not like demam apa semua tu ada virus apa entah kan.
Well, you're right. If you take everything so literally. So, if kau nak tahu jawapan kepada soalan ni, make sure kau tengok video ni sampai habis, okay? And of course, ni Abu Din tapi aku kena cakap jugalah. This video is about depression, and kalau kau memang clinically diagnosed as someone yang ada kemurungan ni, this is your trigger warning. Kalau topik ni triggering to you, tolong click away from this video. Sure, I want more people to watch me and my videos, tapi I think you are more important than some VTuber dekat YouTube gaining views, clicks and watch time, okay? And yeah, I love you, man. But before we start, if you're new to this channel, aku nak cakap, hi, my name is Nycto, and aku suka borak pasal idea-idea yang menarik melalui perspektif yang berbeza without the influence of kepercayaan-kepercayaan tertentu, so that semua orang tak kira bangsa ataupun agama boleh relate dan hadam secara adil. My goal is to make Malaysia a more tolerant and open-minded country with people yang ada first world class mentality. Duduk-duduk dulu, make yourself comfortable, and just listen to the sound of my voice for this video, okay? So, first of all, kita kena faham dulu what depression is. Depression is, senang cakap, kesedihan tu lain macam sebab dia macam tak ada penghujung. It's so bad to the point, benda yang kau suka pun jadi tak seronok. And dia tak ada pick and choose apa yang kau nak. It applies to everything you do. Everything, including life. Which is why orang yang ada kemurungan ni, they tend to think that kematian is the only way out. And yeah, that's sad because depression is an illness, which means there's a cure. There is a way out that does not end in that way. But zaman kita sekarang ni, tak semua orang untung enough to like have things dalam kehidupan dia orang yang boleh dikawal secara terus. Maksud aku macam, mungkin kau duduk dekat tempat yang tak ada infrastructure yang cukup untuk handle this problem. Mungkin kau tak ada duit nak pergi kalau ada. Mungkin you simply don't have the strength or the energy to get help sebab yalah, bila kau ada masalah kemurungan, everything in life is tiring. It's no surprise that according to the World Health Organization, 75% daripada orang yang ada depression, especially kat underdeveloped countries, are not receiving any treatment whatsoever. In a depressing world, even baring pun kau makin penat. Orang yang tak faham about what depression is, diorang tend to not understand the struggle. They will tell you, oh, hidup aku lagi teruk, kenapa kau nak sedih? Or maybe they will tell you to pray more, tak kira lah agama kau apa. And if you're one of the people who said this to your depressed peers, I'll explain to you why your advice isn't helping. The truth is, people are depressed because otak diorang is not utilizing enough serotonin, aka the happiness hormone, dan juga dopamine, the rewards and motivation hormone. That's why they're miserable. Bukan sebab kena tinggal Tuhan ke apa. Adakah patut aku lapar, kau suruh aku tidur? That's basically what your advice is. For those of you yang require some clarification, your emotions are regulated by your hormones. Sebagai contoh, bila kita stress, it means your cortisol levels are high. And in response, adrenaline pun akan naik so that you can either run away faster or fight harder. Bila kau jatuh cinta, your oxytocin, your love hormones will go wild and crazy. Bila lapar, your ghrelin tells you to eat something. Point is, we are driven by emotions, which is determined by the chemicals in our brains. And same goes with depressed people. So now imagine, hidup kau sekarang tak ada serotonin or dopamine. Imagine doing something fun but you can't feel the fun. Or dapat gaji hujung bulan tapi kau tak rasa happy pun dapat duit hasil kau bekerja. Bayangkan tak boleh turun kerja sebab tak ada motivation, sebab yelah dapat gaji pun tak happy. What's the point? Tu baru sikit yang aku boleh cuba untuk bagi korang bayangkan betapa taiknya it truly feels to be depressed. And now you know just a little bit how miserable being depressed really is. Depression ni trigger dia banyak usually. Selalunya it stems from prolonged sadness, grief, the loss of someone close to you, you know, stuff like that, etc. Some people get it from years of self-hate, lagi-lagi bila compare dengan hidup orang lain kat social media apa semua tu. Some of us had to deal with abuse from the people closest to us, and ada daripada kita yang jadi murung disebabkan oleh tekanan hidup, especially zaman sekarang, in a world that demands too much of our time and effort and money, which stresses us out. Ada daripada kita yang jadi depressed without a trigger yang jelas pun, which is why we see people who seem to have everything pun boleh kalah dengan depression ni juga. But here's an interesting thought. What if people are also afflicted by depression because they got it from someone else? I will explain this, but untuk bagi korang betul-betul faham, kita kena faham satu benda dulu. Kenapa kita menguap? The thing about menguap is, it is a social behavior yang usually indicate that a social group is on low alert, relaxed, or tired. Kita panggil fenomena ini sebagai ecopraxia, di mana a social group will synchronize their behavior by mimicking each other. Benda ni is very apparent in nature if kau tengok betul-betul. Tapi menguap takes it an extra step further. Even talking about it increases kita punya tendency untuk menguap juga. So, I'd like to play a game. That game is... Try not to yawn. Yes. It's a very simple game. All you have to do is jangan menguap sepanjang video ni. That's all. If you yawn before the game, I still retroactively win asalkan it's during the video dari awal sampai akhir. You didn't realize it, tapi aku ada letak a very minor something that subconsciously planted the idea of menguap earlier in this video. Hopefully you're doing good and you have had good sleep. If you did yawn, you lose, and if you lose, you have to subscribe to my channel. That's the rule, okay? And if any of you yang tak menguap, I would say congrats, but I still win because that tells me that you think this is fun, so I guess subscribe anyways. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is we tend to imitate or mimic the behavior of kita punya social environment. And zaman sekarang, most of our socializing punya activities are mostly attributed to our time on social media. And what do you know? Apparently, there is a very obvious correlation between the rate of usage between social media and the severity and rate of depression. Social media ni sebenarnya benda yang berfaedah, tapi too much of something good is also bad. Bila kau someone yang kita orang panggil chronically online, there are certain patterns yang start to emerge atau nampak bila kau overconsume media social. things get viral all the time on the internet. Kita consume dan juga exchange information all the time. Tapi kadang-kadang kita main telan je without understanding the layers, nuances and the context behind kebanyakan dari maklumat yang kita dapat. Bila kita tak cukup specialized knowledge untuk faham perbezaan di antara kemurungan dan juga kesedihan, campur lagi the fact that you just understand depression on the surface level sahaja, the outcome is some of you yang tak depressed will self-diagnose as depressed, which is a problem sebab it essentially makes it harder to distinguish people who actually have the problem and the people who doesn't but thought that they did. So itu I will always remind you to never ever self-diagnose sebab kebanyakan kita masih tak faham beza sedih dengan murung. And if you want to know if you are afflicted dengan satu penyakit yang dah ambil banyak nyawa orang dalam dunia ni, please go to a professional. This is not a game. Ini bukan benda main-main, tahu tak? Dalam dunia ni ada banyak jenis orang, and one of the worst are people who fake their mental illnesses to gain attention, which again makes it harder to distinguish dengan people who are actually depressed. If you're one of those people, stop it. You're playing a very dangerous game, because this is what I meant bila aku cakap yang depression boleh berjangkit. Aku dah explain what ecopraxia is. We mimic the behavior of our social environment, and tak semua benda yang kita mirror dekat orang are good things, and that's why kita tak boleh just ikut-ikut je. Kau kena hadam dulu, belajar why people do the things they do. And bila bercakap tentang kemurungan, some of us, whether if sengaja ataupun tak, we act as if we are depressed when we are not, and that, my friend, is a very dangerous game because the mind can subtly influence us. Sometimes we believe a lie so hard it becomes true, and bila kita introduce to ourselves in our minds a very simple idea, even if it is a fake one, there is a chance that it will become real. I did mention pada awal video ni that aku faham some of you guys are cynical when I ask if mental illnesses boleh berjangkit atau tidak, since these illnesses are not spreading through viruses macam your typical annual flu. But then again, it doesn't have to be a virus. All it needs to do is look like one. An idea is a small thought that impacts things in a big way. The thing about ideas is the fact that an idea is like a virus, resilient, highly contagious. The smallest seed of an idea can grow. It can grow to define or destroy you. And that idea that some of us introduce to ourselves could be something as simple as, I'm depressed. And you believed it, even if it's not true. I'm not here to invalidate some of you. I'm here just as a voice, as an external conscience for you to confirm. I'm not here to tell you that you are depressed, nor tell you that you're not depressed. That is the job of the doctor that you should be seeing right now. And if you're watching this, I can safely assume that you have the means to actually go and get some help. How do I know this? Sebab this is almost the end of the video, and unless kau cukup sabar nak tengok video ni buffer sikit-sikit just to watch me sampai this part, I would assume you have enough money to pay for your internet, which is more expensive than going to a klinik kerajaan to check for your depression. Seriously, surveys diorang teruk. I know, but correct me if I'm wrong sebab based on my own experience, it's only RM1 ke RM5 macam tu to get yourself checked at most of the government-funded medical facilities. If family kau traditional sangat sampai tak percaya what you're going through, ask a friend. Hell, just ask someone to help you. My point is, if you think you have depression, tolong pergi check, because this is your life and you might need some help. And self-diagnosing isn't the way, sebab it honestly does you more harm than good. And if you're one of those people yang deep down sedar that you are not depressed tapi claim kau depressed, please remember this video. Tolong ingat that eventually you will be depressed for real if you keep on playing make-believe on such a serious mental condition. I've met people who I know faked their depression, and what hurts is the fact that they would actually flaunt bangga nak bagi tahu that they tried to kill themselves depan orang yang actually ada depression. If ada anyone yang triggered and lose their lives because mulut kau celupa sangat, just remember, if anyone actually unalives themselves, their blood is somehow indirectly on your hands. And of course, be careful what you wish for. Dah baik kau tak ada masalah, kau minta ada masalah, kau dah kenapa? But then again, I don't know, man. Aku cumalah seorang VTuber kecil dekat Malaysia yang tak tahu banyak benda, despite me trying my best to know everything due to my obsession towards everything. As usual, always consider video aku sebagai an introduction to issues that you should probably know about. So, feel free to do your own research and jangan telan bulat-bulat apa yang aku cakap. Listen, learn, and digest what everyone tells you so that you can do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But if you vibe with what I'm trying to deliver, do like and share the video to help me grow my channel, and remember to always be open-minded and empathize with the people around you. With that being said, I guess that's about it. I hope I'll see you again some other time, hopefully.